Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neil, and this is the week before Valentine's Day. Jeff, any big plans?
No. COVID's still a thing, Neil. You know that, right?
No, I've just been going around, swapping fluids with everyone.
I know you haven't been out of the house in a while, but, it's still a thing that unfortunately, I can't go out for. But
And Ken, you're doing okay?
Does the fetal position count as a plan?
I think so. As long as it's on your calendar, anything's a plan.
I have fetal position every day on my calendar. So,
Matt, have people been coming to your conglomerate store and giving you sweeties and little candies?
Not quite yet, but I've always been told not to take candy from strangers, so I'm going to abide by that for now.
if by sweeties and candies you mean coronavirus, then yes.
Well, Jeff, I do want to say I was at Walgreens the other day. Thank you for sponsoring us today and rolling out the vaccine. But I was getting some sparkling water for you too for the office, and I couldn't find any vegan candy. But I got Jeff something, and I think it's perfect. It's a milk chocolate bite-sized candy called the Perfect Man. He's sweet and rich, and it's an actual muscular man.
Oh my God,
that you can bite into.
I wish this was just a joke for the podcast, but that's an honest to God chocolate man.
He's very muscular too.
He doesn't appear to be wearing any clothes. Or are those heart-shaped boxers?
Well, I'm
not sure.
He melts in your mouth. It's easier without.
Is he holding a heart-shaped boxer? Either it's heart-shaped
I
boxers.
really appreciate this visual joke, by the way.
Are there any nuts in there?
Weird. Yeah, you guys have to Google this. It's
I'm allergic,
made by,
so I need to know.
It's made by Treat Street, so The Perfect Man by Treat Street. Check it out, guys.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
So happy Valentine's Day, everyone. But it wouldn't be Valentine's Day without some people to share in Valentine's Day. And we have two wonderful guests with us today. Our first guest is going to be a competitor. He is an Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon, and we appreciate that. And he's coming to us from California, just like Matthew over there, and that is Hung Pham. How's it going, Hung?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And we're happy to have you on the show. We're going to have you on Bloodsport Season 2, but the schedules didn't work out, so we're really excited to have you here today.
Yeah, I was really sad that first time when you guys reached out, and I was so busy with school that I couldn't come on, but I'm happy that you guys contacted me this time. So as mentioned, I'm Hung, and I am in Orange County, studying Orange County, of course. I actually teach at a large Los Angeles school. I teach organic chemistry there. And I also actually co-own an escape room down in Orange County also. So actually, if you guys are interested in playing a virtual escape room, we can talk later.
Oh, awesome. I love those.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And we'll make sure to have you plug it at the end of the show if people want to check it out and support your escape room.
And your organic chemistry class also.
Yeah.
If anybody needs a class.
I'll send you the lecture link.
The last time Ken said that we could do a virtual escape room, he locked me in the trunk of his car. So.
Remember, you always kick out the headlight first so you know where you are. And I only know that from experience. But before we talk any more about kidnapping, let's go to our guest host today. We're very happy to have him here. He's a rules guy impersonator on Patreon, coming to us from Twin Falls, Idaho, and that's Chris Scholes. How's it going, Chris?
Oh, so far so good. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, and you're looking great in a Triviality T-shirt there.
I've got sweatshirt.
Or sweatshirt.
Yeah, hey, it's wintertime. I'll get the T-shirt for the summer.
There you go. And that is the Element shirt there from TeePublic. So thank you for supporting us over there. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a dermatologist, and I practice here in Twin Falls, Idaho, and just getting kind of past the Christmas break and got my kids sent back off to college, and just been listening and supporting for a while, and really excited to be on.
Wonderful. Well, we're so happy to have you here. And if my cheeks get red during the recording, it's just my rosacea. And I'm also excited to have you here. But
Nobody ask him for a screening, please.
But I'm good as long as you don't have to drop any clothing.
Well, we already have a chocolate Perfect Man who's nude, so anything's possible today. All right. Well, let's just go to the rules to make sure we know how the game is played. And today it's actually from our host, Chris.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions, split into 2 rounds, worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Very sultry, Chris. That sounded great.
It's been a long time since we had a fan rules read.
It has been, and perfect radio voice, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and next time we'll have you do it in Dutch, Chris.
I'll work on that.
All right, well, the teams are going to be Ken and Jeff. Any ideas on a team name here?
Well, I'm drinking out of an Iron Man mug, and Jeff just said he watched Iron Man 2 again. So
Yeah.
pick your favorite element.
I've been watching the Marvel movies with Angie, and I've been really digging some 90s grunge, so I feel like we should be Lithium Man.
Lithium Man. All right, that's us.
All right, Lithium Man. And Matt and Hung, any ideas on a team name over there?
Well, we're both from the West Coast.
Originally.
You teach... Yeah, I know. You teach organic chemistry. I think it's only fair that we are the OCs.
All right, there you go. So the OCs and Lithium Man. Okay, let's throw it to Chris and start this game off.
Good deal. Well, before we start, I want to send a big thank you to a lot of folks at the Crop. I had a whole ton of folks that helped to play test this, so it was very helpful for sure. Okay, question 1. Category is just the basics. According to Sami Nosrat, in a best-selling cookbook of 2018, what are the 4 foundational elements in cooking? And if you'd like a hint, I've got one for you.
Yeah, I think we'll take that. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. The hint is the 4 elements are the title of the cookbook.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Another hint, please.
That's all you get, Matt.
Kind of settling in around heat and salt and water sounds good. That sounds like an element of cooking. And then the last one, do you want to just go butter? Because butter's good.
Butter's good. I mean, what's a more generic term for butter? Like fats, I guess? Maybe fats and oils?
Let's say fat.
All right.
So we got fat, salt, water, heat.
All right, so it sounds like you guys were kind of dipping your toes into the direction that we were going to, and we went a little further into that, and we said time, heat, ingredients, and pressure. Though I think the odd man out there is ingredients, right?
Nothing like dipping your toes into butter, right?
You get paid a lot of money
It's
on the
very
internet.
sensual.
There you go. Well, the OCs actually got pretty close. The title of the book is Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat.
Oh man.
So we're gonna go ahead. You got 3/4 of the way there. We'll give you 7 points.
Hey.
I've got a daughter who's getting into cooking, and she tells me this is now the Bible.
I think there's a docuseries on Netflix. That's why I knew the title.
We got heat out of those 4, so we get 2.5 points.
Let's round it up to 3.
All right, 3 and 7 points.
There you go.
A generous
like this
judge
math.
today. I appreciate it.
So, question number 2, the category is running around. The ghosts in the classic video game Pac-Man are Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Inky, Blinky, and Pinky made it into Ms. Pac-Man, but poor Clyde got left behind. What's the name of the 4th ghost in Ms. Pac-Man?
We're locked in, Matt.
You guys are locked in?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That didn't work well for us last time.
I have a pretty good way into this, actually. With our escape room, one of our escape rooms is arcade themed, so we had to do quite a bit of research going into building it out. And I'm pretty sure they changed Clyde's name because it was male to a female name, and I think it was Sue.
Okay. Well, that works for me. We're going to lock in with Sue.
If Johnny Cash taught me anything, it can also be a guy's name, but we also went with Sue.
And the ghosts in Ms. Pac-Man are Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Sue. Good job, both teams.
Yay.
The superior Pac-Man.
Is it?
I like Miss Pac-Man, yeah.
No cooking, yes for old video games.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Question number 3. The category is lightning strikes twice, apparently. Earlier this week, unfortunately, we lost Hank Aaron. And on April 8th, 1974, Hank Aaron hit home run number 715, which broke Babe Ruth's record. The Braves were playing the Dodgers. Al Downing threw the pitch. Over what outfielder's head, specifically left fielder's head, did the home run fly? The hint: he's better remembered for another play 12 years later on a ball that did not go over his head.
I have no idea, so if you want to just pick something, I'm happy to go with you.
Okay, so they're locked in. I'm pretty sure. I didn't know he played left field before this, but I'm guessing 1986. Bad time for Boston Red Sox fans. I'm thinking this is Billy Buckner, ball going through his legs.
I'm happy you're my partner this time. It's all you.
Cool. So we're going to lock in with Bill Buckner.
What did we lock in with, Chuck E. Cheese? Or?
No, we guessed an actual baseball player who I believe was in the outfield. We guessed Reggie Jackson, but I knew he played for the Yankees.
Okay. And I will tell you that at the time I was living in Boston, watching this on a really beat up television when the ball went through Bill Buckner's legs. 12 years earlier, he was kind of a first or second year player playing left field for the Dodgers. Billy Buckner.
I love that's part of trivia, so Red Sox fans have to relive it over and over and over.
Yeah, that one's burned into my brain. Who hit the ball, Ray? Who hit the ball? Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts,
who scored the run? Or not Mookie Betts, Mookie Wilson. Who scored the run? Ray Knight. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
A negative 10-year-old Mookie Betts.
Yeah, exactly. No. So, okay. So good job. Question number 4 is tenor madness. Which jazz saxophonist was designated a saint by the African Orthodox Church and was awarded a Pulitzer Prize 40 years after his death? This put him giant steps ahead of his peers.
Yeah,
we're locked in.
We're locked in.
This is our equivalent of a Matt sports question.
Yeah.
Any idea on jazz stuff, Matt?
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, Miles Davis is the name that springs to mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said the giant as a clue, I'm assuming.
I know, and I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Well, wasn't there somebody named Sasquatch or something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That was a nickname.
Somebody named Sasquatch. I love it.
Okay.
You're like on the verge of correctness.
I know. I know that's not the right name, but it's something like that, and I don't think we're gonna get there.
I'm surprised you don't know this, Matt, because every day at work, when people come up, you say, "Do you like Yaz?"
Want to say Sasquatch and hope they give it to us?
Yeah, old trumpet playing Sasquatch.
All right,
locking it.
Louis Armstrong was Satchmo.
Yeah, I have to admit this question is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's not Louis Armstrong. I'll leave it to Jeff since he himself is a pretty talented saxophonist.
I think you can. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. Is an allusion to a different song by John Coltrane. So this is Giant Steps is the reference there. One of the hardest things to solo over. It's a very chaotic song, but yeah, they're very
awesome
talented.
Song.
It really is. John Coltrane.
It's soloing over that one is brutal because you've got all those fifths that you've got to jump.
Man,
so
Chris knows his
I don't know. I call myself very talented, but I'm also a sax player, and it is John Coltrane.
Nice.
We got
Coltrane is a name I've heard of before.
2 drummers, two
his most famous
saxophonists,
album
bass
is
player?
Giant Steps.
It's form a ska band.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Question number 5. The category is normal vocabulary. Not counting bonus spaces, what are the 2 highest scoring 2-letter Scrabble words in the Scrabble Player's Dictionary?
Yeah, I used to play some Scrabble when I was younger, and I believe if it's 2-letter word, they all have to have a vowel in it, and I think the vowels are only 1 or 2 points each, and the highest scoring letters are Q and Z with 10 points each, so we went with Chi, which is QI, and then Za, which is ZA.
That is precisely what me and Jeff talked about, Za and Chi.
Strong work all around. It's Chi and Za. Za actually just got added within the last few years as an official word, and it is short for pizza. I think I'm choosing to believe that's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference, but I don't know that that's true.
Well, it's either Ninja Turtles or Olsen Twins, right, Matt?
Yes. I want cheats. That's what we said.
Well, after 5 questions, the game is very close. We have Lithium Man with a Scottie Pippen tribute here with 33, and the OCs with 37, which I can't think of a player that's 37, but good work.
So good, close game. Question number 6. The category is busy school. MIT has 3 mascots, including the engineers and the somewhat archaic tech men. What is the most commonly recognized mascot for MIT? And in a nod to students, the mascot is noted to be industrious and to do its best work at night.
The Batman. We're locked in here.
Beaver is an interesting one. I mean, are you sure they don't work at night? They work for sure.
Yeah. So we're locking in around the busiest beavers, who hopefully work at night. Very industrious animals. So you want to lock in with that?
I'm okay with beaver.
We're locking in with the MIT Beavers.
Yeah, we had the similar thought here. We thought busy as a beaver is an expression, and for some reason I think they might be nocturnal, so we said the beaver.
They are nocturnal, they are industrious, and they are the mascot for MIT.
Nice.
MIT Beavers.
I did not know they were nocturnal, so that's the fact I learned today.
Although you get a lot of things with calling them the engineers as well.
Imagine
Matt
what they
pulling
could.
beavers right out of his butt right there.
Yeah, Matt is the Richard Gere of Beaver Love.
Come on.
I was like, don't do the Richard Gere joke. Don't do it.
Imagine what beavers could build if they built during the day when they could see better. I mean, they could build skyscrapers, right?
Okay. Question number 7. The category is Jim Croce might have something to say. Roughly 40 years ago in the comic books, not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Tony Stark gave up being Iron Man for a time. What led him to surrender the armor?
Okay, so
I swear to God, if Tony
let's
Stark
take it from the Jim Croce reference. So just give me some of the Croce songs since you're a big Croce fan.
Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Okay.
New York's Not My Home.
Okay.
Working in the Car Wash Blues.
Oh, he gave up Iron Man because he went to work at the car wash.
Obviously.
All right, what else you got?
You've got Time in a Bottle. Operator.
All right. Well, we discussed a few different things, but we are going to lock in.
All right, so we were just talking about a couple different songs.
Yep.
What do you think?
I remembered another one, Photographs and Memories. I don't know if he loses his memory or something, but
I still like the one where he works at a car wash.
Working at the Car Wash Blues. You've got Rapid Roy. He's a stock car driver.
Big Bad Leroy Brown.
Rapid Roy. Was that the Liam Neeson movie, right?
Yes.
Took place in Scotland.
You've got You Don't Mess Around with Jim.
We're getting nowhere.
I know.
Let's say he has a kid.
Okay.
So one of the things we talked about is in the comics, Tony had a little bit of a drinking problem that they did not bring over to the MCU because Disney, etc. So we said they wanted him to go to rehab, and he said yes, yes, yes.
One of my dirty little secrets is I collected a lot of Iron Man comic books in my younger years, including the one where he hands the armor to Rhodey because he realizes that his drinking won't let him continue. So it's alcoholism. So we'll give you credit for rehab. You guys were certainly there.
And
the Jim Croce song would be Time in a Bottle.
Messes up.
I know. They do sort of nod to it in Iron Man 2. He gets into that drunken fight with Rhodey.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Question number 8. The category is Stand Up Straight. The name of which medical specialty translates to straightening children?
All right, we're gonna do a quick lock in here.
Oh, it's orthopedics.
Orthopedics? Oh,
Yeah,
because
'cause
pedic meaning children.
Yeah. Great. Thanks for the help there. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to lock in with orthopedics.
That makes more sense. We went too quickly here, and we just said pediatricians.
Well, I love the way the OCs kind of went about that from orthodontics meaning straightening to pediatrics meaning children to orthopedics meaning straightening children.
Teamwork.
Yep. Hey, if it works out. And I don't know a single orthopedic surgeon personally that would actually know that. The question number 9, the category is words to remember. And it's finish the quote from a speech that was given on June 18th, 1940. Quote, "Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say."
Oh, so you guys are locked in. So Hung, you said that history was definitely your best category and something you know. No, we had a hard time with this one. But I think we got there. We went through a bunch of different quotes. God Save the Queen, some of the other kind of more famous ones. But this one thing just kept sticking over and over, and we said that we believe it was Winston Churchill, and he said this was their finest hour.
That's a good one. We also thought it was Winston Churchill, and we were struggling with a couple different catchphrases, but we thought it was based on the phrasing, people in the future talking about the people in the past, and we ended up saying we prevailed.
Okay. Well, you can actually go online and hear recordings of this speech. And as context, this was given before the Battle of Britain. So it was at a time when they really didn't know if Britain was going to exist within a matter of days. And so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Good job.
I cannot believe you guys went round and round and got that. But it's one of those speeches that if you can listen to that online, even with this 80-year-old recording, and not have a chill run up your spine, you're not human. It's pretty impressive.
Gary Oldman is just that good.
Yeah, I mean, he's timeless. Yeah.
I'm convinced that Matt has this receptacle of genius held in his butt, just pulling stuff out.
He really does. Like, people talk about Matt like he's like a sports guy, but he is a smart cookie, Matt.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Got some British history, some beavers all up in there. Pull them out.
He has to go to the vet every 6 months to get that gland expressed so he doesn't explode.
There you go.
He doesn't have to go. I always do it for him.
He rubbed himself on the carpet.
So nice.
Nasty.
Okay. Question number 10. The category is no vacancy at the top. According to the Recording Industry Association of America, what rock act holds 2 of the top 3 places in top-selling albums of all time?
So you just said you think the Eagles is number 1 by a lot, right?
Oh, yeah. It comes up in trivia a bit, but I feel like the Eagles' greatest hits album or the Eagles' second greatest hits album or something like that was...
They have 2. Even more greatest hits. I was thinking that, and then I thought AC/DC was close, but there's got to be a Michael Jackson album in there somewhere, so it would make sense that the Eagles would have 2 of them then, right?
Yeah. When he said rock group,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first thing I came to.
We're both near the Hotel California. I think it's safe that we can lock in with the Eagles.
Yes, we knew the Eagles were near the top with that greatest hits album, and also the category was no vacancy near the top, so we assume that's a Hotel California reference. So Eagles.
It warms my heart to know that the hint actually did some good. So, yes, it is the Eagles with their greatest hits 71 through 75 and Hotel California.
All right. Well, after the first round, it looks like Team Lithium Man has 53 points, and the OCs are at 87. So right before we go to the swing round, just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the crop for interacting with us and for helping Chris with his question testing. If you'd like to join Chris and other listeners of the show over there, you can go to our Facebook group, The Crop. You can go to our private Discord if you'd like a non-Facebook option. And as always, you can hit us up on social media at Triviality Pod on Twitter and Instagram. All right, Chris, what do you have in store for the swing round?
Okay. We're going to stick with music for the swing round. And I call this blank in the blank. There are a lot of musical names that are blank and the blank, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. So I'm going to give you half of it, for 10 different acts, and I want you to give me the other half, and we'll just alternate between you get the front half and the back half.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1 is Blank and the Mysterians. Number 2 is Florence and the Blank. Number 3 is Blank and the Raiders. Number 4 is Jimmy Buffett and Blank. Number 5 is Blank and the Monsters. Number 6 is Honest Bob and Blank. Number 7 is Blank and the Bangas. Number 8 is Frank Zappa and Blank. Number 9 is Blank and the Sunshine Band. And number 10, and there are 2 possible answers, so we'll give you bonus points if you get them both, is Elvis Costello and Blank.
All right, we're going to mull over these and be back soon with our answers.
All right, so after kind of unfortunate first round for our team, all the answers for the swing round are locked in, hoping to make up a few points because of our near misses and Matt's excellent polls.
From the Reservoir of Genius. Okay, in the swing round, first question is Blank and the Mysterians.
Yeah, for this one, we had no idea, so we just picked somebody with a kind of mysterious sound, and we went with Lana Del Rey.
Ooh,
Wrong.
That's a good guess. We went with the Marvin Gaye.
Okay, no points awarded. This is actually Question Mark and the Mysterians. And sometimes they wrote out question mark, and sometimes it was just the punctuation mark.
Like the Riddler?
Like, there you go. I've never seen the two of them in the same place, so it could happen. Number 2, Florence and the Blank.
We do know this one. There's no light, so we said Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that Matt and I agreed on pretty quickly too, and we said Florence and the Machine.
It is Florence and the Machine. Points all round. Third, Blank and the Raiders.
Yeah, for this one, this might be a stupid answer, but just somewhere in the back of my mind, Paul Revere was in my head, so we said Paul Revere.
Well, this is a stupid answer. We said Derek Carr and the Raiders.
Maybe he started a band. I don't know.
There you go. Well, it's not Derek Carr and the Raiders, but it is Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, nice.
How old is that band?
It's old.
Yeah, we've got a mix of some really old and some not so old. Next one, Jimmy Buffett and Blank.
This one I felt like I should know, but Parrot Heads just kept coming to mind, but that's his fan group. So we just said Jimmy Buffett and the Islanders because he's a big hockey fan, I think. Two hockey teams down in Florida, so.
We were in the same boat knowing Parrot Head, so we thought maybe his band was just the Parrots, so we said the Parrots.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, good guesses. No points awarded. This is one that you're probably going to remember after we've said it. It's Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band.
Oh, God. So it's not Jimmy Buffett and the Island Toes in the Sand, Margarine in Hand Fun Time Band? Because I would definitely take that.
Yeah, I'd give you points for that one. I like it. Next one up is Blank and the Monsters.
Yeah, we didn't know, so we just picked our favorite novelty group, Vincent Price and the Monsters.
We went, this one was a little bit more metal, and we said Of Mice and Men and the Monsters.
Steinbeck meets pop music. I like it. This is Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Big Head Todd. Is that the guy from Rocko's Modern Life?
It should be if it's not.
Rocco, come check out my new band.
Ain't that a hoot?
Okay. Next up is Honest Bob and Blank.
We had this one for sure. It's Honest Bob and the Discount Furniture.
Oh, God, I hate that band. Yeah, we had no idea either. So we thought this might have been Honest Bob and Sideshow Mel.
You're closer than you think you are. This is Honest Bob and the Factory to Dealer Incentives. This is a pullback. They were an absolutely unknown band that managed to get a couple of songs into Rock Band when it came out. And that was sort of their break.
Finally.
Next up is Blank and the Bangas.
Jeff loves making love to Lou Bega and the Bangas.
This joke will never die.
I thought that this sounded like a reggae term. I wasn't 100% sure, but we said Bob Marley.
Bob Marley would be the Wailers. So
Also
this
a hockey
is,
reference.
There you go. This is one of the first winners of the NPR Tiny Desk concert. This is Tank and the Bangas.
That's a cool name. I like that.
They're really, really good. Next up is Frank Zappa and...
This is one of the harder ones that we think we actually got, and we went with the Mothers of Invention.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah. So we couldn't. It's in the back of my head somewhere. I was trying to rack my brain, and I believe we locked in with Zappa and the Mothers.
I'm going to give you 1 point for the Mothers because there is a song out there that references, quote, Frank Zappa and the Mothers.
Smoke on the Water.
But the band is Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.
Wow.
Okay, Blank and the Sunshine Band.
I will shake, shake, shake my booty to anything by KC. So we said KC and the Sunshine Band.
In honor of the Kansas City Chiefs, we put in KC and the Sunshine Band.
I was going to be deeply disappointed if you guys didn't get that one right, but nope, you got it. KC and the Sunshine Band. And last, and there are two different answers. I'll get you 2 points for each one. Elvis Costello and Blank.
This is definitely the one that I agonized over the most because I just read this information. I think the last episode we recorded, we accidentally said Elvis Costello for an answer instead of Buddy Holly for the Crickets. And I just read the name of the band and I couldn't remember. I went with Expressions because I think it starts with an E, but I can't say that I'm sure.
Yep. Well, I wrote that question, and I was really hoping that the Crickets were going to be on here, but they were not. So we had no idea. Said Elvis Costello, and I just said horned rimmed glasses.
Which really should be right. It's not, but it really should be. No, initially it was Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
Attractions.
Oh.
And that was most of the work that he did. And then he kind of mellowed out, got married to Diana Krall. And now it's Elvis Costello and the Imposters.
Oh, my God. So disappointed.
You picked the wrong vowel for start.
I really did.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, not a lot of points in this swing round, but it's going to bring our totals to 73 for the Lithium Man and 98 for the OCs. So still very, very close.
These are weird scores. Chris's judgments are causing weird scores, but I appreciate the extra points.
Hey, I could just give you zeros. That's all good. So
no, keep the points coming.
Stop complaining, Ken.
Yeah, there you go. And you get a bonus point of the square root of -1 for the next one.
Wow. I have no idea what that is.
It's I. Yeah. Okay, going into round 2. The first question in round 2 is the obligatory dermatology question. You guys didn't know that was coming? What heartbreaking skin disease, most commonly noted on the knees and elbows, affects roughly 3% of the population of the United States?
Okay, we are going to lock in here.
So we're going about trying to think of all the commercials with the happy folks throwing footballs and giving high fives.
I don't think you're in the right genre of medical ad.
Commercial, yeah.
Yeah, that's for pills.
Oh.
I've been told that will allow me to throw a football again. So
you guys have a lot of potential T-shirts coming out of this episode.
It's
All right,
true.
so
It's work, Neil.
Skin diseases, there's like eczema, but that's not like on knees and.
Yeah, and I think that affects
elbows.
more than 3% of the population too.
I don't want to sound stupid here, but is psoriasis a skin condition?
It is.
Because I hear that term a lot.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm trying to think of heartbreaking. I'm wondering if it's like
heartbreaking, and I was like, is that
there's I know there's a rash that presents almost in like a heart shape, and it might be for that. I don't know. I think we can lock in with psoriasis. That sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. I just know the term exists.
All right. We are locked in with a word we're sure is a word.
We were definitely thinking eczema initially, but the more I thought about it, the more I felt those ads were for psoriasis.
Those ads, they don't tell you the medicines run like $50,000 a year. those are for a lot of new medications that we use to treat psoriasis. So good pull all around.
Where's the heartbreak come in?
There used to be an ad campaign that probably predates anybody out of this group but me that was talking about medicines that were used to treat, quote unquote, the heartbreak of psoriasis. Question number 2 in the second round is alternate history. There are 2 musical artists. One is an individual, the other is a group, both with multiple number 1 hits that released greatest hits albums titled History. One was released in 1975 and the other in 1995. Name the artists. I'll give you half credit for one and full credit for 2.
So we thought 1975. That was not going to happen. Let's just say the Monkees for that one, because whatever. The 1995 one, I was pretty sure that this was Michael Jackson. I think he came out with an album around this time of greatest hits. It was right before he signed to a new label and put out that album that nobody liked. So I think we'll just lock in with Michael Jackson.
We too were pretty confident with Michael Jackson as one, and the other one we just guessed the Rolling Stones.
Okay. Well, in 1995, Michael Jackson released History, and in my vote for the most appropriately titled greatest hits album, if you're a group called America, your greatest hits might well be called History.
That's a bummer.
So, 5 points each.
That's why I was wondering about if there was some kind of tie-in, because I knew I had heard it. America.
So, okay, question number 3. Here's looking at you. Roughly 1/3 of people in the U.S. have the photic reflex, including me. What are people like me likely to do when exposed to bright light? And I do have a hint if you would like it.
We can lock in.
I'm a sufferer.
Okay.
Sufferer in quotes of this affliction. So
Weirdly, I was talking about this affliction with someone at Christmas, because that's the kind of person I am.
It's not a bummer topic.
Just weird. No, it's just weird.
It is weird.
And there's no reason to
I
bring it up.
suffer daily from this.
Yeah, this is sneezing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is sneezing. So we'll lock in with sneezing.
It is convenient, though, because when I have one that's kind of cresting and refuses, I can kind of just look up at the light and kind of coax it out. So, yeah, sneezing.
I believe that's called achoo.
That's actually your hint. It's the autosomal compelling helio-ophthalmic outburst syndrome, or achoo syndrome. You sneeze. And if you've got it, you know it. And if you don't, you don't. So 10 points all around. Well done. Question 4. The category is Fall Guy, October Guy. What major leaguer, with his number retired by both the Yankees and Athletics, struck out more times than anyone else in Major League Baseball history?
I think we can lock in.
With the guy, maybe Mr. October, somebody in the fall. I think that this is Reggie Jackson. You want to lock in with that? Yeah, we're locked in.
It's so funny that I should mention him earlier, because, that's definitely Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, you guys have been pretty good. I mean, I have all these questions written, and you've got the Iron Man mug on your desk, and then you were talking about Reggie Jackson earlier. I feel like I've stumbled into a trap.
We missed the Iron Man question, though.
But I got baseball.
You got a baseball.
Okay. As somebody who's a lifetime Red Sox fan, just knowing that Reggie Jackson struck out more than anybody else in history kind of makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. But it is Reggie Jackson. Okay, question number 5 in the second round. Category is sounds like a cartoon. What is the derogatory avian political term for a person who advocates for war, but who actively avoided military service?
I mean, so it's leaning me towards like a chicken, right? Because they're avoiding the service.
Right.
But,
what was the name of the southern chicken on Looney Tunes?
Foghorn
Leghorn. You want to log in with Foghorn Leghorn?
Just do it.
Yeah, okay. Foghorn Leghorn.
I think you guys are closer than you realize, because I don't think he saw a chicken hawk. But I think this is a war hawk. So we said hawk.
Oh,
yeah, we just said war hawk. These guys were getting towards the chicken hawk angle, so I think it's chicken hawk, but we said war hawk.
It is chicken hawk, yeah. Yep. A war hawk is just somebody who's advocating for war. A chicken hawk is a war hawk that dodged the draft or avoided military service.
Gotcha.
Can you check if Foghorn Leghorn was ever referenced as a term?
I sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the
They
little
They
chicken.
did
who's
use the word chicken hawk in the old Foghorn Leghorns for the whatever the little
the little guy.
little
Yeah,
guy was.
He
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to fight everybody.
yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So no points on that one.
After 5 questions in the second round, both teams picking up 35 points, bringing totals to 108 for Lithium Man and 133 for the OCs.
Still reasonably close.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 6. Dude has talent. What star of stage and screen was the original Gomez Addams in the Broadway version of The Addams Family, opposite B.B. Nightworth as Morticia?
Okay, we are going to lock in. Something kind of weird.
The question category, the dude has talent, would make me think that this is possibly the actor who played the dude in Lebowski.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. And I think he's done Broadway, or he's done that kind of thing. So does that make sense? So
I feel like I'm trying to think. Jeff Bridges in that role would be so weird.
yeah. But they whitewashed everything at the time. So.
True. But like, I feel like isn't like Gomez Addams supposed to be like, compared to Morticia, like Gomez is like shorter, and I don't know. Jeff Bridges is a really tall guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe they got Cher to play Morticia, and then it was an appropriate height difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything better than that. So
Yeah. So we're gonna lock in with the dude, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Neil's shaking his head at me, but we couldn't get away from the dude, so we just said Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
Boy, I think I owe everybody an apology. This guy is my nomination for most talented male on the planet. It is Nathan Lane.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and it was mid 2000s, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, the first part, but he does have talent.
Can we get this Jeff Bridges Cher recasting in though?
I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah. Question number 7. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. On September 8th, 1974, Evel Knievel attempted to jump the Snake River Canyon in a rocket-powered sky cycle, but failed. The jump was eventually completed by stuntman Eddie Braun in 2016. In what U.S. state is the Snake River Canyon?
That doesn't mean anything to me. Does it mean anything to you?
Yeah,
Where's the
pretty
Springfield
sure-
Gorge, though?
Anytown, USA.
I think I once died from dysentery in Snake River Canyon.
Should have forded the river.
No, I think so. I think Neil's not too far off. I think Snake River is at least close to the Oregon Trail or nearby. Like it's in the west of the United States. I'm
Right.
pretty sure.
So maybe Colorado.
Yeah.
Or
But
Utah.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think I remember when Chris introduced himself, he's from Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like, and just from me listening to other people hosting, sometimes they like to pull
Yeah.
their own home states in. So I would
But has
guess,
anything ever happened in Idaho?
Yeah. I mean, they have pretty good potatoes. Maybe that's where all the potatoes come from.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's lock in with Idaho. That sounds great. Idaho.
You know, a lot of times when people talk about Idaho, they talk about it negatively, like there's only potatoes in Idaho.
That
But
sounds
potatoes
lovely.
are actually everything. So they're...
If I could be in a state with just potatoes, I think that's heaven,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah. Originally, I was thinking it was a bit further south, like Utah, Arizona, but I was like, if I don't know it for sure, go game theory. So we went Idaho.
Okay, well, game theory pays off. Specifically, the jump site is half a mile north of my home. So the dirt ramp is still there, so I can walk down and stand on the dirt ramp and look out over the canyon. But Twin Falls, Idaho. So 10 points all around. Yeah, I had to put the shout out in there. Question number 8 in the second round is old-time geek history. In the original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons rules, initially published in 1978, what are the 2 available subclasses of fighters?
All right, so we were comparing Diablo characters and Final Fantasy characters, And we have locked in with barbarians and monks.
I mean, those are both current classes in D&D, so that's not a bad guess. We also guessed, we went with rangers and paladins.
Well, one team definitely has more old-time geek cred than the other, although I'm eagerly awaiting Diablo 4. But in the original Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, you could be a plain old fighter, or if you wanted a subclass, you could be a paladin, or you could be a ranger.
Good job, Jeff.
So 10 points to Lithium Man.
Listening to your conversation, you're naming so many things. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about, but...
So good job. Okay, number 9. The category is all aboard. Before the formation of the RIAA, the Recording Industry Association of America, the first gold record was awarded by RCA Victor to one of its recording artists. Name the artist, and for bonus points, name the song.
All right, we are going to lock in with a guess on this one.
All right. So we're going back in time, and every time I make a guess, I have to go back further.
So you're
apparently.
going Huey Lewis?
I'm okay. I'm okay with going with.
So we talked about Elvis. We went older. Sinatra, older. I think we're landing on Bing Crosby, and I think White Christmas, which is, a standard trivia classic and a standard Christmas classic.
That's a good guess. I like that guess. I wish we guessed it. But we just said Buddy Holly and Peggy Sue.
Okay. I think this is interesting music history, because the first gold record was awarded, like I said, by the record label, because it was the first song in about 15 years that sold over 1 million copies. And the artist is Glenn Miller, who was also mentioned earlier in this podcast. And the clue is all aboard because the song is the Chattanooga Choo Choo. So, okay. And the last question for the regular rounds, the category is, not Corolla. What organization has the motto Semper Supra?
All right, we are going to do a quick lock-in on this one.
So you said Space Force, and I thought their motto was to infinity and beyond, but I might be mixing that up with something else. So you think Semper Supra makes sense there?
Yeah, I'm just going off of like the other models like Semper Fi and I've never actually heard
and the rest.
Space Force one. Yeah, any others.
Okay. Yeah, I like. Why not? Let's go with the definitely useful, not a waste of taxpayer money. Space Force.
How dare you besmirch our brave soldiers in whatever color Space Force wears?
I think they were all black, which
they
is
wear
cool.
They wear Vanta black, so they can't be seen in the depths of space.
The moon.
No offense, Space Force members, if there are any. We went with Toyota because you said not Corolla.
Well, it was not Corolla because it was Supra, which is another old Toyota model. The answer is the new U.S. Space Force. So
job,
10
guys.
points to the OCs.
Oh my God.
That didn't even cross my mind.
What does it translate to?
Always above.
Oh, well.
So Semper Fidelis is always faithful. Semper Paratus is always vigilant.
And
Semper
Space
Supra
Force
is always
is going
above.
a little bit more literal.
There you go. And the bonus trivia question, which I just heard, is, the Army has soldiers, the Navy has sailors, the U.S. Space Force has guardians.
They're the Guardians of the
Galaxy.
I understand there's some legal discussions going on there, but yeah, that was a legit story.
Well, while the Guardians are listening to a great mixtape on their next mission, our scores here are 128 for Lithium Man and 153 for the OC. So those are the points you have to wager with for the final round. And right before we hear the questions from Chris, just wanted to mention, join Chris and join Hung over at Patreon if you'd like to help support the show. We're trying to get to 500 patrons this year. We're almost at 400, which is unbelievable, and we can't wait to hopefully get to 500. But if you'd like to join them, you get hours and hours of extra content, some extra boxes, posters, stickers, and other things like that. So if you'd like to help support the show and help keep us going and growing and getting better and better, go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast. And let's throw it right back to that Rules Guy Impersonator Patreon supporter, Chris, for the final round categories.
Okay. Your categories in the final round are something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and something random.
All right, all the wagers are now locked in.
Okay. For the final round, something old. Which star of stage and screen was booked to appear at Caesar's Palace on January 20th, 1996? Ill health prevented him from appearing, and he passed away 6 weeks later at age 100. The hint is that January 20th, 1996 was his 100th birthday. Okay, something new. Atlantic City is currently auctioning off the right to push the button to demolish what building on its famous boardwalk? Okay, something borrowed. The two most checked out books in the history of the New York library system are children's books, The Snowy Day and the Cat in the Hat. What classic work of fiction written 73 years ago is the third most commonly checked out book? And the obvious hint is it's not a children's book. Fourth is something blue. Elvis Presley had a monster hit with blue suede shoes in 1956. What rock and roll Hall of Famer wrote and initially recorded that song a year earlier? Okay, and something random. And now that the wagers are locked in, I'll tell you that I used a random number generator to go to a randomly selected Wikipedia article, and that's where this question came from. So it is random. What is defined by Wikipedia as, quote, a set of loosely or tightly connected computers that work together so that in many aspects they can be viewed as a single system. Unlike grid computers, these have each node set to perform the same task, controlled and scheduled by software.
Okay, we'll consider these questions and we'll be right back. Okay, all the answers are locked in, so let's have the questions one more time, see how we did.
Okay, something old. Which star of stage and screen was booked to appear at Caesar's Palace on January 20th, 1996? Ill health prevented him from appearing, and he passed away 6 weeks later at age 100, January 20th, 1996 being his 100th birthday.
All right, this person is more known for screen, and we just kind of calculated the year of birth, and we went with Buster Keaton.
The Batman. No. We wagered 15 on this, and I'm just thinking about old silent film actors, and I couldn't get past Charlie Chaplin, so we said Charlie Chaplin.
And we wagered 20 all the way down.
Okay. I have to ask Neil, when you said you would be cursing God, were you referencing both questions 1 and 5 or just 5?
Oh, I was just referencing number 1 here. With
just number 1? Yeah. The film is Oh God with John Denver and George Burns. George Burns was scheduled to appear on his 100th birthday, and he didn't make it.
I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah, I'm surprised. All you guys are smoking cigars right now, and none of you thought of it.
The Triviality
Say
cigar
good night,
lounge.
Gracie. Good night, Gracie. There you go. So something new. Atlantic City is currently auctioning off the right to push the button to demolish what building on its famous boardwalk?
All right. Again, we wagered 20 on this, and we think that it defaulted, so we guessed the Trump casino. So.
Yeah, I think Matt and I came to similar conclusions on our own that it was a Trump building. I believe we locked in with Trump Plaza.
Yeah, it's the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, so points all around.
Yeah, there's some demand for pressing that button.
We did wager 20 points on that, just for the record.
Nice.
Okay, something borrowed. The two most checked out books in the history of the New York library system are children's books, The Snowy Day and The Cat in the Hat. What classic work of fiction written 73 years ago is the third most commonly checked out book?
All right, so definitely not a children's book. Again, wagering 20. I couldn't get the fact that it was analogous in my head to the year of 48, and I think this is George Orwell's 1984. So that's what we guessed.
Yeah, we wagered 20, and we thought that the question was a little Orwellian, so we said 1984.
Well, in 1948, when George Orwell was writing this, he had to come up with some date in the far future, so we just switched the digits around. That's 1984 by George Orwell.
In the future.
Matt, I have you at 15 points wagers, what I wrote down. Is that correct? Or
That is correct. We wagered 15 points on that one. I was trying to cheat the system, apparently.
How dare you.
Orwellian of me.
Sorry, next up is Something Blue. Elvis Presley had a monster hit with blue suede shoes in 1956. What Rock and Roll Hall of Famer wrote and initially recorded that song a year earlier?
We really had no clue on this one, so I just took what I remembered from the movie Walk the Line, and I think Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis Presley had some collaboration, so that's what we said.
We wagered 30 on this one, and I have actually recently read this, and I believe it's Carl Perkins.
The other $1 Million Quartet guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the answer is Carl Perkins.
Good job, Matt.
Love me some Elvis.
There you go. It's a reservoir of genius, I'm telling you. Okay, and then something random. What is defined by Wikipedia as a set of loosely or tightly connected computers that work together so that in many aspects they can be viewed as a single system? Unlike grid computers, these have each node set to perform the same task, controlled and scheduled by software.
Again, wagering 20 as we did for the rest of the game. We just guessed this was a computer network. We didn't know.
Yeah, we had a good idea about what it is, what it looks like, and what it does, and just could not come up with the name. We wagered 30 on this, and we're hoping that our guess was close, and we said cluster computing.
Well, that was probably the most amazing poll that I've ever listened to.
Oh, no.
It is a cluster, or computer cluster, or cluster computing.
Wow, that was all hung to. Awesome job.
Man, you guys could not be stopped today.
Dude, I never thought things for my PhD would actually be useful. And it's just like, because I do computational organic chemistry. And so like we use a computer cluster, but I couldn't pull that word for the longest time.
Yeah,
until
it's a $100,000 answer right there. Great job.
Nice. Where'd you do your PhD?
UCLA.
I'm a big Bruins fan right now, just so you know.
That's going to be it for this game, and with all the points added up, it looks like Team Lithium Man is going to finish with 108, but today's cream of the crop are the OCs with a score of 233.
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, you could not be stopped. You were like the Chattanooga Choo Choo. You just could not be stopped.
Kept on chugging along, right?
A large portion of that was definitely the receptacle or the reservoir of genius.
The reservoir of genius.
That is hiding.
Well,
also known as Matt's behind.
Yeah, you're pulling a lot of stuff out of there today.
You can put that in smaller letters on the back of the T-shirt. On the front, it just says a reservoir of genius.
We're gonna have to get like jackets with tails. So,
well, Hung, you really pulled some great answers there in the final round. So why don't you pull out the name of that escape room everyone should be checking out to help support your business, and any other shout outs you'd like to give?
Sure. Yeah. My escape room is called Unlocked Escape Rooms. So that's a past tense of unlock. We're located in Orange County, so you can find our website at unlockedoc.com. We're currently hosting virtual games, so if anyone's interested, feel free to go on there and take a gander. But I want to do a quick shout out to my trivia team, the Donner Party Potluck. So we used to go to a trivia place in Anaheim in Orange County every week, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now. But because of the pandemic, we had to obviously stop. But luckily, one of the sort of regulars that goes there, he sort of got all our phone numbers before the pandemic started, and then so we actually have been meeting on Zoom, taking turns writing games for each other every week, and now we're going on to our, I think, 44th or 45th week straight. And so it's been really fun and some great human interaction that is much needed during this time. So
awesome.
It's been awesome.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for joining us, for supporting us on Patreon. Definite shout out to the Donner Party Potluck, and to all of your students who are hopefully listening, and maybe will get at least some brownie points, if not maybe one extra point on some sort of test. But thank you all for listening, and make sure you treat your teacher well, because he's great. Let's go to Chris. Any final shout outs or words from you? Wonderful game today.
No, I just appreciate the chance to be on. I'm sorry that we don't have the video so they can see me rocking my Triviality podcast sweatshirt.
It looks so good,
it's still
guys.
Tough times out there, so let's be good to one another.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chris, for that wonderful message. We echo it as well. Great T-shirt on Hung. So he also has a chemistry element type T-shirt. If you'd like to get your own, you can go to TeePublic and search Triviality, or just go to our website, trivialitypodcast.com, and click merchandise to join Chris in sporting some Triviality swag. But this was a wonderful game. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. For Hung, Matt, Chris, Jeff, Ken, and myself, that was Triviality.
For you,
Either
so.
play clarinet or we'll have you be the rhythm guitar in the ska band. Just go tick, 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 tick.